And I'm doing that. Okay, starting the recording. All right, so on our backs, we are going to have some mid-back and wrist work in tonight's practice. So just on your backs, and I'm going to put my mic on me. And just close your eyes and relax for a few moments here. So as you're on your backs, try to close your eyes if you feel comfortable closing your eyes. And really kind of cultivate a sense of just letting it all go. Just let it all go. You know, there's a tendency that most people have before doing something that's physical to kind of get revved up before. But in yoga, we want to clear it all out and relax everything before we begin, right? Because this is a little different than a typical quote unquote workout. So just feel your wing muscles drop into your mat. Wiggle your chin toward your chest, then drop into the back of your skull. Okay, I forgot to mute everyone. And then just feel your breath. Just connect with your breath. I'm just going to come up here and mute. There we go. Now let your feet fall apart. Really just, toes not up to the ceiling, but out to the sides, and separate your legs and your arms from your body just a bit, from your torso, right? They're just kind of hanging out there so you can really release into your hips and into your shoulders. Feel your belly rise and fall. Connect with the feeling of the in-breath and the out-breath. And then slowly turn your head from right to left, very nice and slowly. Just getting the neck released. I don't know, I think I told you guys I had this neck stuff. I had no idea where it came from. And then I put 2 and 2 together and I started a statin. And now I stopped it and oh my God, my neck feels so much better. So if you're on a statin, just beware of that. Beware of if you're one of the 30% or so who have a muscle aches due to statin. There's other things now that are available for bringing down cholesterol. Okay, head straight and just drop more deeply into your skull. And I want you to feel the frontal part of your skull right underneath your forehead skin. Really relax that. And your eyeballs. Take your legs closer together so the legs are coming hip distance, or excuse me, from the hips, I should say. Flex your heels, press into the calf muscles, and separate all your toes. Yeah, just keep that down there. Keep that all the way at the bottom of your body, your feet, your toes. Flex some more. Soften the flexing and just wiggle your toes. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I'm finally, Shelley, going to work on a foot, 10, 12-minute workout. I'm still researching. It's my nemesis. So I really want to do a good job with that. I know I've been talking about that for a year now. All right. So now listen, without pointing the toes, press your toes away from you so that the tops of your feet are open. So it's like pointing your toes, except you're not putting any pressure in the toes. So it's more like you're pointing the foot and the toes are just at the end of that. tops of the feet, metatarsal joints opening up here. Now separate the toes in this position. Now wiggle them in this position and relax the feet. Bring your arms up to the ceiling. Look up at your hands and just begin to make circles with your fingers. Both hands, rotate the wrists. We're going to start with the wrists right here, right now, Mary. Nice circles. Yeah, look at those wrists move. Look at those hands turn. All right, reverse. Listen, all this little stuff matters. Just movement, 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 right? Yeah, lubricating those joints. That's it. Now, palms toward each other, separate the fingers a lot and wiggle them. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Now, blade shape is you press the fingers together and they're straight, chin to the chest, don't bring this into the neck, and squeeze your fingers together. Now, press your fingertips up toward the ceiling without lifting in the upper back. Now separate the fingers again and wiggle them again. And now make all the joints work. Move all the joints like they're like two kind of spiders moving. See, in all those, a five-legged spider. You have two of them you're looking at right there. All right, now a fist. Okay, thumbs are facing each other. Press the knuckles toward the ceiling, hold the navel to the ground, flex the right foot, bring it up to the ceiling, soften the wrists, grab behind that right leg, bend your elbows out to the sides, and just gently bringing the top of your right thigh toward the right side of your lower torso. Now I want you to feel this between the knee, back of the knee, and the hip, hamstrings. Flex your left foot, take a good grab of your right leg. So really intertwine those fingers. Bring the elbows out to the sides, lift the left foot off the ground, just, no more than 12 inches, and then lift your chest and your face straight up to the ceiling. Press your elbows out to the sides. Yeah, don't crunch the shoulders up to the ears, chin slightly to the chest. Bend the elbows some more, bring that leg a little closer. Bring the left heel to the ground. Now your head to the ground. Release the right leg. Arms up to the ceiling. Separate those fingers. Keep the fingers separated and take the fingertips away from one another so the inner wrists are facing each other. Some of you may feel that in the inner wrists. Now make a fist, press it up to the ceiling, pull your navel down, flex your left heel, slowly bring the left leg up. Take a hold behind that leg, intertwine, elbows out to the sides. That brings the top of the left thigh toward your body. Here it is, close your eyes, feel the left hamstring muscles open up. Soften the shoulders, flex the right heel, lift it off the ground, no more than 12 inches, little bit, it could be even just 1 or 2 inches. Now push through that right flexed heel, lift the chest and your face toward your ceiling, pull your navel down, soften your shoulders as much as you can. Ready? We're going to switch legs. Switch, switch. Okay, we're getting the hamstrings and we're also beginning to work core. Switch. Now, if it's too much for you to keep your head and your upper back lifted, bring them to the floor. That's no problem whatsoever. All right. Right leg comes to the floor, right heel touches the floor, back of the head touches the ground, chin to the chest, bend your elbows, get a little more stretch here, release that leg to the ground. Both knees come into the chest, grab a hold of the tops of your shins, press them down toward the ground, feel your back, especially the lower back and the sacrum, Press into the ground and release that lower back. Now, circle your feet. One direction, either away from one another or toward one another. Okay. If we're getting the wrists, we don't want to leave the ankles out. You know, they're related. Think about it. All right. Now, circle in. Related because if you think about your appendages, right, at the very end, you have the feet and the hands, and then think about how those little joints above the hands and above the feet, right, kind of related. Okay, both legs up to the ceiling, pull the navel to the ground, grab the backs of the legs gently, draw both legs toward you. Both hamstrings. Now we're moving into the lower back. All right. All right. Now bend your knees. What we're going to do is we're going to go into a shoulder stand and then a plow. That's a really huge mid-back reliever. All right. So grab the backs of your ankles or intertwine your fingers and just begin to roll forward and back toward the front of your mat and the bottom until you can get enough momentum where you can get the legs up to the ceiling. Now listen. Uh-oh. I have a feeling my mic is going to be muffled. So I'm sorry about that, everyone. Maybe this works. All right, legs up to the ceiling. Now, if you can't get your hips up, that's okay. Just keep your hips down and your legs up. Now, flex the right heel and slowly take the right foot down to the ground and overhead. Take some nice deep breaths here. Take the right leg up again. Left leg comes down to the ground. Half plow. If you want more, take that leg up, bring both legs down toward the ground. You can do a jackknife and not have the feet touch the ground, or feet touch the ground for a full plow. There's our mid-back opener. Now slowly roll down. Take it slow. Slowly bring the back to the ground. I'm going to do more for mid-back because I know some people don't like shoulder stands. Well, since we're down here, gang, let's throw some core in. Bend your knees over your hips. Take your arms up to the ceiling, fists. Take the fists together, drop them between the knees. Flex both heels. Draw your navel to the ground and your chin to the chest. Press your legs together as you pull your navel down to the ground. Lower back. Keep it up. Isometric. Now take the tops of your hands, the palms of your hands into the tops of your thighs. Flex your heels. Keep your elbows pretty close to your body so the shoulders can relax. Chin to the chest. Here we go. Press your hands into the thighs and your thighs into your hands. Draw your navel down. Hold it here for 10, 8, 6, keep it going harder, harder, press some more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, cross at the ankles. Arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, intertwine your fingers, slip your palms under your head. Let your elbows drop to the ground, let the shoulders open. Space between your chin and the chest. Keep some space there like you're holding on to a really big orange. Don't push the chin into the chest. Lift the face and the chest to the ceiling and pulse. Now your exhale is when you lift. If you press that breath out, a new breath will naturally come in. We have a tendency to hold the exhale, not the inhale, right? The inhale comes on its own. Press and hold it up, hold it up, hold it up. Cross your feet the other way. Take your take your knees toward your chest. Now press your legs away from you. You know what? Uncross the legs. At the ankles. Just knees to the chest, straighten. Knees to the chest and straighten. Now, again, you can put your head to the ground if this is too much. If you feel like you want even some more, lift your chest when the knees come up toward them. Good exhales. Send them out, send them out. Hold it and pulse at the top. Pulse. Hold it here, straighten your right leg. Lift your torso, turn it toward your left knee and pulse here. Pulse, 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 pulse. Switch sides, right knee up, left leg stretches out and you're turned to the right. Pulse to this side. You're going to feel this. Ready? Bicycle. So slow is good. Lifting the torso and turning it. Not just the head, the entire torso. Take it back to center, knees to the chest, send both legs out. Knees to the chest, both legs out. Knees in, hold it there. Head to the ground, T-pose, palms up, chin to the chest. Straighten the legs to the ceiling. Send the toes away from one another. Heels are touching. Lift those legs a little more. Pull the belly down. Soften the shoulders. Here we go. Scissor kick. Scissor, scissor, scissor. I remember my grandma used to do this. All right, so take the scissor motion and start bringing the legs to the ground. Now listen, as you're doing this, keep the legs really straight and push through the heels and pull down the belly. I know it's a lot to remember, but it's going to keep good form. Now, eventually you'll get to this point where you're close to the ground or as close as you can be without your lower back getting in the way. As soon as you feel your lower back getting in the way, in other words, feeling uncomfortable, come back up. And then back down. Try to keep it in the core. Try to relax through the shoulders here. Don't forget to exhale and bring it back up. Again, toes out, heels in. That's called the Pilates dancer pose. Begin to make circles with your heels. Yeah, circling on your ceiling, massaging your lower back at the same time. Close your eyes. I want you to feel how the circular movement of your heels corresponds with a circular movement in your abdominals, right? Because your abdominals, when you're doing this, work different muscles, right? And you can follow those muscles in a circular movement. Okay, other side, other direction, I should say. Yeah, keep that belly nice and strong. Keep breathing. All right, knees to the chest, give yourself a nice big hug. All right, feet to the ground. Make them parallel like you're wearing skis, okay? You don't want those skis to touch at the tips, so keep the feet nice and parallel. Palms to the ground, arms are not close to your body, nor are they all the way out to a T-pose, a little closer to your body than halfway. All right. Take the heels just another half inch or inch toward your buttocks. All right, now, slowly pull your navel down and just try to pick up your tail. Just lift your tail. All right, now release it. Listen, take your right hand or left I want you to put your fingers beneath your belly button and above your pubic bone. As you do these small pelvic tilts, push down into your body so you can feel those lower abs contract to make this happen. This is so good for your lower back. All right, now release a hand. Give yourself that little pelvic tilt. Lift all 10 toes off the ground. Press into the triangular shapes on the bottom of your feet. Large ball mound, small ball mound, feel them all, and the heel. Separate those toes. Soften them down into the mat, but still feel those triangles. Yeah. Keep the triangles. Now, slowly lift your spine off the mat. We're coming up to a bridge pose, everyone. Chin to the chest. Now, once you get up there, if you want to walk your wing bones in toward each other, you can do that. That's going to give you more lift. Hold it up, hold it up. Now, listen. Keep holding. Think about your thigh bones. I want you to think about rotating them in toward one another without bringing the thighs closer. It's as if you're just spinning your thigh bones in toward each other. That's nice. Lift it a little higher. Halfway down with the hips, lift up. Halfway down, lift, down, lift, down, lift. Take your left foot just an inch or two more towards center. Lift your right leg to the ceiling. Again with the hips, lift and lower. It's not a big lift, but you're concentrating on the left glutes here. Lift and lower. Now, cross your leg, right knee to the side, outer right ankle to the top of the left thigh. Lift and lower here. You're going to be able to come up a little more. Like I said, these are small, real small movements. Don't think you have to make anything big here. Lift the hips, release the right foot to the ground, just about an inch or so from the left. Take the left leg up, straight up to the ceiling, lift and lower. It's the right glutes. Squeeze the right glutes, push the right hip bone up toward the ceiling. Like I said, it's not much. Keep it lifted. Cross, ankle to the top of the thigh, left knee to the side. Here we go. Lift and lower. And release it down to the ground. Uncross the leg, both knees come up to the chest. Release the lower back right here, knees to the chest. And circle those knees. Reverse. All right. Okay, both knees are still bent, arms in a T position, chin to the chest, right leg over the left, squeeze those thighs together. Now bring the knees up to the chest and relax the shoulders again. Drop the legs slowly to the left side. Spinal twist. All right, so any twist for the spine is good for the entire back, upper, mid, and lower. Now, right here, just because we're talking about mid back, I want you to feel the mid back, that space between your shoulder blades. Soften it here. Soften the right shoulder, let it drop a little closer to the ground, even if it's just a teeny tiny millimeter. Now, as you breathe, feel the rib cage move, especially the right side. Those of you who want a little more, take your left hand Take it to the top of that right leg, which is right on the top, and just gently press it to the ground, just gently. You don't want to force anything. You're just helping it out here. Now the breath. And then just feel that behind the forehead. That's from a spinal rotation, right? A lot of nerves in the spine. Look what happens when you rotate the spine. And almost, I think about it almost like squeezing out like a dish rag, right? Just squeezing, wringing out the spine. Release that left hand if it's on the top leg. Pull your navel back. Take your legs back to center. Uncross, rock your hips side to side. Yeah, so think about the spine here. As you walk your hips toward the bottom of the mat, one hip at a time, feel how you're lengthening your spine. All right, all right. Knees to the chest, soften the shoulders, chin to the chest, left leg over the right. Bring those knees up, soften the shoulders again. Slowly drop the legs to the right this time. Feel how you're pushing into that right arm to stabilize this. Well, once you let go of the weight from those legs, stop pushing into that arm. Breathing again, locate mid-back between the shoulder blades. Soften the left wing bone deeply and the left shoulder. Now add the breath. So see, this is, I think a spinal twist is one where you, same with like a hip release. It's one where you can really feel the connection of body and mind, right? There's such a great mental release when you twist the spine. Kind of a clearing, a cleansing, an opening. Draw your navel back, squeeze your legs together, bring your legs back to center, uncross. Now let's rock side to side from the right hip to the left. Knees go right and left, right here. All right, cross at the ankles, kick them up to the ceiling, down to the ground to get yourself up. All right. Cat cow. All right, this is mid-back. I'm gonna do some prompting to really increase the mid-back stretch in cat and cow. Separate your fingers. Middle finger going straight up, making a T to the top of your mat. So make sure the hand position is there. Look back at the knees, make sure they're dropped directly down from the hips. Press into the hands. I want you to press, 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 and feel how the energy comes up into the arms, especially into the biceps, now into the shoulders. Make your arm bones even longer. Yeah, longer as you press into the mat. Okay, you're already starting to get it in the mid-back. Now listen to this. Feel as if your hands want to rotate in toward each other, but they're stuck in the mat, and your elbows come just a little bit out to the sides. Now drop your head and do that some more. It's going to get the mid-back for you, hopefully. Now release that. All right, bend the elbows straight back, lift the hips, drop the belly, the udders, lift the heart between your biceps, and lift from the crown of your head. All right, so right here you can feel the mid-back, right? You can feel how it's curved. We're stretching it, right? Right between the shoulder blades and lower. All right, now press into both hands. Don't do anything but press into the hands. Feel the energy run up to the biceps again.
Okay, now try to rotate the hands toward each other, but they're stuck. Lift from the crown of the head just a little bit more. Look at what that energy does. Now soften into the hands a bit. Now a cat pose. Take that tail down to the earth, then pick up that tail toward the belly as you lift the belly to make room for it. Drop your head. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there's the mid-back nice and open. Now, again, that pressing into the hands and almost like you want to turn them, rotate them toward one another. Keep the head relaxed, your neck. Okay, so you have your upper and your mid-back really open now. Take the breath to your back. Feel it expand your back body. It's with the exhale that it expands. Do it again. Oh. And again, soften your neck. And bring it back into cow pose. Drop your udders. Oh yeah, feel the hips open behind you. Press into the hands as you lift your heart and send it forward. And back into a cat. Another cow. Another cat. And back to table pose. All right, let's put a lateral twist in the spine here. All right, so draw your right shoulder back toward your right hip and your right hip toward your right shoulder and look back toward the right corner of your mat. Send the left rib cage out some more, and you're going to get even more here. Come back to table. Other side, left shoulder comes back toward the left hip, hip toward the shoulder. I know the hip doesn't really, just think about it. Maybe you won't even move at all. And then look back toward the left back corner. Right back corner, pulling the right shoulder back, sending out the left rib cage. Other side, right rib cage out to the side, left shoulder back, check it out back there. And back to table pose. All right, press the tops of your toes into your mat as deeply as you can. Press, 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 press. Oh, look at that. Look at how much work the legs do and the belly when you do that. Press, press into the tops of your feet, tops of your toes. Now press into your hands deeply. Look at how you've energized the body. Soften it. Drop your head. Look back toward your thighs. Chin to the chest. Now lift your head and look slightly forward. Just throwing in a little neck here, everyone. Now chin to the chest, look back. And forward. And now drop your gaze between your hands onto your mat. Lift your belly, curl your toes, press your toe pads into the mat, lift up into down dog. Okay, we're here. We're here. So, are your fingers still spread apart? Do you still feel your mat under your hands? Do you still feel the palms? Now, press your chest back toward your thighs. Lift your hips. It's all really subtle, everyone. It's not like you're going to see the hips hike up an inch or two. It's more like just a gentle lifting. Now, bend your right knee and press your left heel way back. Feel the back of your right leg open. Keep your belly lifted. Keep your chest pressed back. Other side, bend the left, straighten the right, draw that right heel back. Breathe into the back of that right leg. Now tippy toes on both. Lift your heels, lift them as high as you can and press into your toe pads. Now bend your knees down to the mat. Not touching though, not touching, hovering, and look forward. Sorry, not touching. Lift your belly. Press into your hands. Lift into down dog, drop both heels. Take your your left foot in and lift your right leg up. Drop your left heel as close to the mat as possible. Flex your right heel up to the ceiling, more, more, more. If you really get it up there, you're going to feel it in the back of the left leg. Hold your belly back toward your spine. Turn your hips to the right. Lift the right ankle higher and feel this in your left inner thigh. Lift the right ankle some more and pulse it. Keep your belly pulled back and breathe. Turn your hips toward the mat. Keep that right leg lifted and glide forward. Stop when your shoulders are over your wrists. Flex your right heel. And now little pulses with your right heel to the ceiling. Lift that leg way up to the ceiling. Press back for three-legged dog again. Look forward toward the front of your mat. Soften that right leg. Swing it forward and come into lunge pose, excuse me. Shimmy the left toes back. Get a lot of space between the feet, everyone. The more space you can make, the better. Now, squeeze your left butt cheek. Now press your left heel toward the back of your mat. Keep the leg nice and straight. Okay. Now take the left hand close to your right foot. Reach forward with your right arm. Feel the right fingertips reaching forward as the back heel presses back. Okay? Now lift your navel, turn it towards your right inner thigh, lift the right arm toward the ceiling. Bend that elbow and pull it back just to twist a little bit more into the torso. If you can't do it, fine. Take the right arm forward, chest is facing your mat again. Bring it down. You probably need to move your left hand away a little bit. Now, press into your right foot deeply until you feel it move up. You feel that energy move up into your right thigh. Keep the left leg really long and strong. Now, straighten your right knee. Walk your hands back with your fingertips facing forward. Look back at your left foot. Make sure the toes are facing forward. Push the left heel back. Bend the elbows back to drop your forehead towards your right shin. That's shin as an SH. Okay, bend the right knee, walk it forward. The knee bends right over the ankle. Drop your left knee and the top of your left foot. Walk your hands back as you lift your torso. We're going to get the left hip flexor. Press your hips forward. Feel this in the front of the left hip and into the left inner thigh. Press into your right foot and feel that energy even in your right thigh. Now straighten that right leg. It brings your hips back. Take the toes up to the ceiling on your right foot. Walk your hands back some more. Now bend your elbows back and drop over that right leg. So as you're dropped over the right leg, I want you to feel how you have the entire back of that leg open, especially hamstrings here, right? That knee all the way up to the hip, those muscles. Walk it forward as you step your right foot back into the ground, curl your left toes, lift the knee. Turn that foot out about 45 degrees and hop it forward a bit. Come on up, warrior one. Once you're up there, make sure your hips are facing forward. If you need to rearrange the back foot to make that happen, do so. Also, make sure you feel pretty secure. If you don't feel secure in this, you can always come down and walk your right foot out to the right a little bit to widen your base. All right, here we go.
Hands overhead in a Namaste mudra. Bring the mudra to your heart. Open your elbows to the sides. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Press into the outer edge of your back foot. Lift your elbow, drop your shoulders. Okay, pull your navel back. And if you want to bend that back leg a little bit for stability, go for it. Fingertips are spread apart. Gonna get the wrists again. Now, fingertips come toward you, and then press your wrists away from you. Yeah. Even if you want to get those fingertips kind of toward you and slightly down, it's almost like you want to roll them toward the ground. Okay, keep pressing the hands into one another deeply. Now fingertips come up to the ceiling. Keep pressing those hands into each other, honey. Honey, where did that go? Fingertips come forward. Oh, that was funny. Now look at your inner wrists. Bring them toward your chest and notice how the elbows move away. Yeah, press those hands into one another. Okay, ready for this? Soften into the mudra, regular mudra. Oh, wrists feel good. Arms come up, press into that back leg, straighten it if you've bent it. Reach forward here. Reach forward, reach forward. All right, reach forward here. Turn your palms away from one another. Sweep the arms back. Send your chest forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Send your shoulders away from your ears. All right, now listen up. Send the right arm forward, left arm back, left palm facing up. Reach forward some more. Turn the left palm so that it's facing the left side. Drop that arm inside the right leg, right arm, right leg. I hope I said that. And turn your body to the left. Now send that left arm back. The palm is pressing back. I got you ready for a bind. If you want to bend that elbow, you're there. If you want to go deeper, drop the right arm under the thigh and clasp the other hand behind you. Release the right arm, straighten it toward the ground. Release the left arm, straighten that to the ceiling. Come on up to warrior two. Soften the shoulders, look over your drishti. Rotate the right palm up. Bring it to the ceiling as the left arm drops. Bring it up and over. Okay, I want you to feel your right inner thigh. You can go a little deeper if you find power in it. Back to warrior two. Straighten the right leg without not locking the knee. Turn your hips toward the left. All right, we're going to do triangle. Come out towards your right fingertips with your torso. Drop your right arm, lift the left. You can bind this one too, if that feels good. Now look down at your right foot, bend that knee. Send the left arm over your ear, intense side stretch. And bring it up to warrior two again, honey. I don't know where that came from. Okay, but I had to do it again. Okay, look at your right foot. Turn it out toward the side of your mat because we're going to invert. So you might have to rearrange the feet. Probably picking the right one up a little bit toward the edge. All right, here we go. We're going down. Invert. Invert. Hinge from your hips. All right, remember the feet are facing forward or toed in, never toed out. Bad for the knees. All right, let it go. From the neck, from the head, from the back. Just soften into this. Feel your belly moving, even here.
Now, take all 10 toes, lift them up off the ground. Okay, try to locate the 3 points of the triangles under both feet. Now drop the toes. Take your palms into your shins, straighten your arms, look down at the floor. All right, lift your belly. Keep a nice strong core, and then you're gonna take your arms out to the sides like an airplane, looking down, okay? Doing this proves that you're using your core. Right hand drops under your head, under your face, palm down, turn to the left, lift that left arm. Switch sides, left palm underneath your face, right arm up. Now you're lifting up and off that left shoulder. Now bring it back down with the right hand. Move the left hand. So you've got both hands off the center line. Walk your hands forward. Center line, I mean you draw the center line from your body, right down the center of your torso down to the floor. All right, push back into this nice wide dog. Deliberately soften your shoulders, your neck. This is a good one to really release the mid-back here. Soften the mid-back. I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how to get some more. Press the heart back between your legs. Press it back. Keep the shoulders, the elbows soft. All right. Glide forward until your shoulders are over your wrists. Press deeply into the palms. Lift your belly. Walk your hands back towards your mat. Turn your right foot out so it's facing the front of your mat again. Swing your arms to the front, hands on either side of the foot. Turn the back toes, the left toes, so that they're facing forward. Look back and make sure. Right knee is bent. Now walk that right foot to the left side of your mat. Drop the right knee to the side. We're coming into pigeon pose. Send the left leg straight back. Level those hips and drop into this. So keep in mind, when you first come into this pose, there's a reaction that the body has. It's like, whoa, 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 what are you doing, right? Your right hip area. Like, what position are you putting me in? What about this weight coming down on me? So you just have to be really gentle. The breath really helps, focusing on your breath. And you just allow that right hip the time to just release and get used to the pose. Let it trust the pose. Again, that body-mind connection, you can really feel it here. Feel it behind the forehead, how it feels when the hip releases. Soften both wing bones, let them slide apart. Feel your belly moving beneath you. Slowly lifting from here. Send your left leg forward, right knee to the side, right foot into your left inner thigh. Remember that left leg coming straight out of your hips. Press the right knee toward the ground. Okay, back is nice and straight. Fingertips to the ground. Draw the left sitting bone back just a bit. Left heel comes with it. And then begin walking down and over your left leg. Keep pressing that right knee out to the side. Then once you get about as deep as you know you're going to get tonight, just drop your forehead and soften. Don't worry about a straight spine anymore. Where's your breath? Feel your belly. And lifting up from here, sending that left leg back. All right. Right knee to the side. Palms into the mat, under your shoulders. Curl the left toes, lift the knee, push deeply into the hands as you lift your chest. Send the right leg back. Hold it in plank pose for a bit here. And remember, in plank pose, you really want to press deeply into the hands to keep the shoulders nice and open. Now lift the hips, walk the feet forward a bit, look for down dog. Few cycles of breath here, clear it all out, everything, everything. Release everything that you've done before this. Just focus only on your breath, not what you did or what you're going to do, just here and now. You in down dog, breathing. Feel your down dog. Right foot comes in, left leg lifts up for three-legged dog. Drop that right heel. Make sure your fingers are separated. You're pressing into your hands. Lift the left heel, turn the hips and open them to the left. There's that right inner thigh opening. Lift the left ankle, push the chest back toward that thigh. Now begin to flex the left ankle toward the ceiling. Slow and controlled. Keep the belly pulled back. Turn the hips so that they're facing the mat. Keep that left leg lifted. Come forward until your shoulders are over your wrists. And just like you did at plank, push deeply into the hands. Flex the left heel, push it up toward the ceiling. Slow and controlled, everyone. Now take that left foot forward between your hands. Shimmy the right toes back. Get that back leg as long as you can get it. Push into the toe pads. Now push into the front foot. Now squeeze your right butt cheek. Now press your right heel back. Okay? So that right leg, that back leg is super active. Take the right hand close to your left foot. Reach forward with your left fingertips as you press the back heel toward the back. So feel both those energies, forward, fingertips, back, heel. Lift your belly button, turn it toward your inner thigh. It's going to spin your torso to the left. Open that left arm to the ceiling. Bend the elbow, bring it back to twist some more. Take the arm forward, drop it down to the side of your foot. Okay, torso's facing the mat, not turned to the left at all. Look back, make sure your right toes are facing forward. Now straighten the left knee, walk your hands back. So the hands are dropped somewhere underneath the shoulders. Now bend your elbows back, drop your forehead to your shin for pyramid pose. Bend your left knee, walk your hands forward, drop your right knee into the ground, top of your right foot. Walk your hands back, come to the fingertips as you lift your torso, press your hips forward. Right hip flexor this time. Now begin to straighten that front leg. It draws your hips back, so you need to walk your hands back, fingertips still face forward. Lift those left toes up off your mat, face them up toward the ceiling. Look beneath you, there's a nice straight left leg. Bend your elbows, that's your hinge, and you're just going to drop your torso toward that leg, and you are going to feel the back of that leg open big time. Now release this, walk your hands forward, left foot comes back into the ground, curl those back toes, press into the toe pads, straighten the leg, look back there, hop that foot a little forward, send it out about 45 degrees or so. Get yourself a nice base for warrior and come on up. Drop your shoulders and feel your wing bones drop low and deep into your back body. Chin to the chest. Right butt cheek is squeezed and you're pressing into the outer edge of that right foot. Now you can reach forward. Reach, 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 reach. Reach, reach, reach. Okay. Left arm reaches forward. Turn that palm toward the ground. Bring the right arm back, straight back behind you. That palm faces the ground too. Reach forward some more. Drop the left arm into the left leg. Lift the right arm to the ceiling. Turn. Now bring that left arm back. I know we didn't get into it this way on the other side, but that's okay. Okay, now notice when you bring that right arm back, you're drawing the shoulder back, right? And you're turning the upper back. Bend the elbow if you want to, because you're in a perfect place to place a bind here. And then deep binders can reach under the leg with the left arm. Release the bind. Bring that arm over your ear. I know we're doing a little different on this side. Lift up into warrior two. Soften the shoulders, lift the heart, straighten the left knee, turn the hips to the right, draw the navel back, send the tail south. Okay, you don't want the tail pushing back. Keep the lower back nice and safe. Now reach out toward the left fingertips. Drop that left arm, lift the right, and you're in triangle pose. Those of you who want to bind it up. Lift the right arm again. Look down at your left foot. Bend the knee. Come on up to warrior two. Oh, I know what we didn't do. Rotate the left palm up. Right arm drops behind us. Left arm comes over. Oh, yeah. And if you want to, you can push that left hip toward the left heel and get down a little deeper into it using the left thigh. Back to warrior two, back to warrior one. Come forward, and we're going to go down into a left pigeon pose. So just notice this, right? Level your hips, send that right leg way, way back, and now you've got the left hip accessed. So now when you come down, doesn't matter how far down, you can come down just a little. You're really getting some weight to drop into that left hip and opening it. Find your breath, the movement of your belly. Slowly release from that and swing the right leg forward, left sole of the foot into the right inner thigh. Line up that right leg coming straight out of the hip. Then the left knee, push it down to the side.
Okay, so when I say push, I mean internally, use your thigh muscles. Just think about pressing it down. If you want to do a gentle press just to see what it's like and what you're activating, go for it, but don't get too crazy about, just gentle. Okay, now flex the right heel, drag the heel and the sitting bone back just a bit. And now slowly walk down over that leg. And you're going to feel the back of that leg open up when you drop some weight here. And then soften, release your forehead, soften your spine. Just feel this. And slowly come up here. All right, bring it into a table pose. And then lift it up, walk it into the center of your mat. Bend your knees, push your butt back into a little chair. Let your belly fall down toward your inner thighs, or maybe even fall between your inner thighs. Drop your head, grab the backs of your ankles, and just release here. Now, we're going to really open the mid back. So you're grabbing the backs of your ankles, right? I'll go sideways. It might be easier to see. And you can just listen to me. You'll probably get it without looking. All right. So do you feel how your arms are touching your legs, right? I'm talking about, your lower arms are touching your lower legs. Now, I want you to press your shins out towards your arms, and then your arms toward your shins. Drop your shoulders, I should say push them back towards your lower back, then drop the head. All right, and release. Straighten your legs, drop into a nice forward fold. Monkey pose as you press into the shins and look forward. Drop back down again into a fold. Bend the knees a little bit, swing the arms back, bring them up. Swan dive forward, hinge from your hips, refold your body. Monkey pose again. All right, press into the shins, pull the navel up. Drop down again. Swing the arms back again and up. Another swan dive down. All right, now, okay, you're in a forward fold, but I want you to keep lifted a little bit away from your, like don't try to fold really hard. More like a monkey pose, except you're grabbing onto your ankles. Okay, I'll go sideways in case you want to see. So you're just grabbing your ankles. Now, bend your elbows out to the sides. I'm trying to get the mid back again here. Bend your elbows out to the sides and push your mid back up toward the ceiling. Keep your belly lifted too. And release. One more time, press the elbows out to the sides, lift the head just a little bit. It's as if you're pulling your shoulder blades away from one another. And release again. All right, we're going to waterfall. Come down, sweep up. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Two more. Here's one. Bring it down. Swish. Bring it up. Remember, it's a waterfall. Let all the water rush down. And stay down here. So you can grab opposite elbows
You can just kind of move the head around. You can swing side to side. Knees are bent, whatever feels good. And release the arms. We're going to slowly take it up. Slowly straightening everything out again. If you need to bring your feet a little closer, do so. And find mountain pose. Close your eyes, feel it. All right. Feel the weight that's placed in both legs here in this position. Make the same amount of weight, equal weight into both legs. So if you have a tendency to place weight into one leg, which is actually to one hip more so, just kind of redistribute it. Now drop those shoulders, lift the heart gently, tuck the chin back, feel the back of the neck open up, and arms coming up and overhead with the palms facing the ceiling. Hands in Namaste Mudra and down to your heart. And soften everything. Elbows drop, forehead drops to the fingertips. And release to the floor, all the way down on your belly. All right. Crocodile pose, just to restore, come back inside. Feet are toed in. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere in the body, release it here. All right, palms chest level. Elbows are bent, bring them close to your body. Lift your pubic bone, roll it up to your belly button, and then gently drop it back down. Make sure the back of your neck is nice and straight. You're looking squarely into your mat. All right, here we go. Slowly lifting, cobra. Coming back down, weight out of the hands as soon as you can. Forehead kisses your mat, coming up one more time. Twisting at the top if you want to. Back down. And a little kissing, forehead to the side. All right. Turning your head to one side, release and relaxing. You know what? I'm not sure if I said this, but this is the last Tuesday live stream, right? Next week, Thursday is live stream. I think I said that. So a new session changing from Tuesday to Thursday. Tuesday's in person now, beginning next week. All right, slowly turn your head to the other side. And then bring your head back to center. Bring your palms into the ground. Pick yourself up into a tabletop. All right, feel the tabletop. Lift your belly, curl your tail under, send your tail all the way back to your heels. Really slowly, you get to open your spine now. It's supple. You've really created a lot of flexibility. And then just fold up, little child's pose here.
Taking a few nice breaths. And if you are staying for Shavasana, flip it over onto your back and find Shavasana pose. All right, and just as we did at the beginning of practice, just let your body drop into the floor, into your mat, toward the earth. And then notice your breath and stay with your breath. Okay, notice how different this Shavasana pose is compared to the one at the beginning of class. And I'm not saying what you look like from the outside, but from the inside. So you can just feel all that energy. You know, it's like it's there, but it's soft and flowy, right? It's kind of a different feeling than being pumped up, you know, I don't know, having a couple cups of coffee or something. I mean, this is an energy that's like just rich and slow and deep and, you know, like beneath the ocean, right? Just not the waves crashing, but like the currents below. Just feel that prana. So the prana is carried in your breath. So if you're aware of your breath, you're going to touch your prana and really experience it. So right here, all the benefits of the physical part of the yoga, the hatha yoga part of the practice, get to sink in. And if you'd like to put a prayer, intention, or sankalpa into your Shavasana practice this evening, can do that now. Take that seed deep into your heart. Feel it at the warm place in your chest. Breathe into it, give it some nourishment. Next exhale, release it, let it be sown. Go back to your body and your breath and the experience of relaxing, opening the body and the mind. And gently transitioning No hurry whatsoever. And just keep in mind that every time you practice, right? Every time you step onto your mat and you practice, changes you. Okay? So you're not going to be walking around with the same feeling that you have in Shavasana all day long, but it makes a difference physically, mentally, emotionally, which is related to mentally, but it changes you. So just trust that. And when you're ready, roll to one side. And then slowly make your way to seated pose. And arms open wide. Lift your heart, you honeys. Arms overhead. Namaste Mudra right over your crown. Take it down to your big heart. And give a nice big exhale. Namaste. Oh, yeah, that just came out, that honey thing. That I've never done that before. I don't know. You're welcome, honey. Okay, everyone. So this is the last live stream coming from California for 2023, that is. And then next week is in person on Tuesdays, live stream on Thursdays, same time. You know the rest of it. Email me if you have any questions. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see some of you. I know I will see some of you on Thursday and maybe even on Tuesday.
Thank you, Laura. Have a safe trip back.
Thanks, Shelley.